up, headbangers? It's time for another episode of Heavy Metal 101 Reviews. We're going to listen to a song that we're not really familiar with and give our honest and unbiased opinion. So we're back with Manowar because our last song that we did had a lot of comments on it, a lot of interest. But unfortunately, though, like we had a ton of suggestions, but not really any of them that were suggested more, multiple times or more than the other songs. So we kind of I picked the song Hail and Kill because the last song that we did was one of their newer songs from 2014. So this is a little bit older song. This is 1988 off the album Kings of Metal, and which was named in 2017 by Loudwire as the 13th best power metal album of all time. I know how much Chris loves power metal, so let's get into it.
Thanks.
Well, what do you think, Chris?
Well, that's definitely more what I expected. Like I said years ago, I thought they were power metal, and then when we played the last song, that's wasn't really power metal. So this is more in line with what I was expecting. Very interesting choices of words. The one that cracked me up was "May your sword stay wet like a young girl in her prime."
Yeah, that I laughed at that too, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of Gwar, especially towards the end when he was talking about raping their women as they cry and killing their servants, and then after they started saying that, I started thinking about Gwar, and I could hear them yelling "Hail, hail, and kill," and I liked it though. I liked the guitar solo. I don't know. It sounded good. It just, I don't know. I liked it. And like the last song that we listened to, although that wasn't one of my favorites, after listening to it a few times and hearing back our videos, I didn't necessarily learn to love it, but it got stuck in my head, man. And I was walking through the house and I could hear it going on in my head, and I'm like, man, at least that's a pretty catchy little hook. Now I know Mark is a pretty big fan of Manowar, so you're very familiar with this song, but let us know your thoughts.
I think this was the end of the greatest era of Manowar. This was like, I wouldn't say it was their swan song, but Dave Schenkel, Ross the Boss this was the last album to feature him, and his guitar playing, in my opinion, is phenomenal, because he actually plays with feeling. He's not trying to be a virtuoso and show off like the other guitarists who followed him. He's the real deal. His solo, like you mentioned, it's full of feeling. Eric Adams, the singer, his voice was still able to do those screams for seconds on end. I mean, almost a minute there toward the end, you could hear him in the background, just one long scream. He's not quite able to do that anymore, but I think at this point they're all pushing 65, 70 years old. So it's going to be difficult to keep that up your whole life. But this track, the album Kings of Metal it came off of, is probably my favorite from Manowar.
Okay. And this was like their fourth or fifth album or something like that, wasn't it?
It seems like it might be their fourth.
Okay. Yeah, because I know I looked at doing a few other songs, and I think the only other song that I've heard of them, other than the two that we've done, I've heard the song "God Made Heavy Metal." Is that one of their songs?
The Gods Made Heavy Metal.
The Gods Made Heavy Metal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely good at making like catchy little choruses.
Very anthemic.
Yeah. All right. Anything to add, Chris, before we go?
Not that I can think of. I guess if I had to say anything, that's a road trip song. I could totally listen to that on a road trip.
A road trip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on a mix with some Iron Maiden and some Europe, something like that.
Can't go wrong.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. As always, leave your comments, leave your suggestions down below in the comments, and we'll try to get to as many songs as we can that are requested. And until next time, rock and roll.